Ms. Marvel Episode 3, The Boys, HEROGASM, and that epic Obi-Wan Kenobi finale. We're talking all this and more on this week's show. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Anthony.
And welcome to That Superhero Thing podcast.
Let's do it. So I heard this the other day.
Okay, go on.
It's been stuck in my head since.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between Matt Murdock and Wanda Maximoff?
I don't know. What's the difference between Matt Murdock and Wanda Maximoff?
Matt learned how to live without vision.
Wow. that's dark, and all the listeners have just turned off. Well done, Anthony. That was really, really quick. Anyway, Anthony, I've got a question for you. Can you ever think of a week for like comic book movies and TV shows that has been as busy as this week?
Not at all,
I'm
mate.
struggling. If I'd taken the week off, I'd have still struggled
Yeah.
to fit it all in. So we've got everything we just talked about. We've got The Umbrella Academy,
Yeah.
Season 3,
Yeah.
which we've started.
Yes.
I've started, you've started. We won't spoil anything. It's so good.
I'm already on episode 3.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I fell asleep halfway through episode 1. Not that that's a bad thing, but I was literally watching TV all night.
Yeah.
So I was trying to fit it all in. But yeah, really, really good. I rewound the opening. Yes, I know, it's old school 90s, but I rewound the opening because I had to rewatch it. I won't spoil what it was, but I had the look. Do you get what I mean? The look.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was brilliant.
But yeah, anyway, loads to fit in on this week's episode. As usual, before we get into the reviews, we're going to break down all this week's biggest news, and then we'll be discussing your thoughts and theories in Podfans Assemble at the end of the show. We'll also put timestamps in the description so you can skip to whatever you want to listen to straight away. Should we start with the news then? So we've dodged this for weeks, but let's talk about The Flash. We've not really covered Ezra Miller's shenanigans on the show for a while.
I mean, shenanigans is light.
That is a light word. I was trying to be nice and diplomatic. It kind of felt like it was just one thing after another, but things have happened this week. So this week, Deadline is reporting that Ezra is not part of Warner Brothers' future plans for the DCU. It's not really a shock, is it? I mean, they couldn't really have Ezra carrying on, really. They've said that the hope is that the scandal will remain at a low level. They just want a plan. Let's just hope that Ezra doesn't kill anybody. And I say that, a joke.
Honestly,
by the time this goes out...
Next week, we're going to hear that he started his own cult. Like, there's going to be all sorts of...
There's news that they've got people held up in their house. Do you know what I mean? It's just
ridiculous, isn't it?
It's just all going with what. So as I said, the plan is that they're going to try and just keep a low profile and then release it. Bear in mind, this is a year away. It's not until June next year now because it's been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. What do you think they should do? Give up?
I mean, I want to see it.
Do you?
This
I mean,
is the
the entire plot leaked online this week as well.
I know, yeah.
So you don't even need to see it at this stage.
No,
I haven't read it.
But I feel tight on our Michael. You know what I mean?
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Come out of retirement as Batman.
I was so looking forward to seeing that.
I know.
And
Sasha Callas, Supergirl. Do you know what I mean? It's like her big break.
And this is the problem that I have. Like, and I'm obviously by no means condoning any bad behaviour and stuff, but it's not just him. There's so many people who are good and have worked bloody hard to do what they've done, and for all their work to be ruined because of one person, it's such a massive disappointment. It's unreal.
I know.
And that's what really annoys me. So
I think that at this stage, they might as well release it because they've put all this work and money into it. I think they'll just drop it on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Just get
Stop
it
the
done.
marketing. Don't waste any money on that.
Agree.
Just get it out.
I agree. There were reports that they were maybe thinking of just marketing it without Ezra. So not obviously, I know it's a Flash movie, but just trying to push Supergirl and Batman as being the main characters of the movie. Maybe rename it. I don't know what they're going to do. I think after this, though, we've been saying this for a while, they need to restart. Yeah. We just need a fresh start with the DCEO. Musicals, like we said yesterday, I'm all right with that. Todd Phillips in charge. And
is this where Michael Keaton wakes up and it was all a dream?
Yes. I'd take that. I completely take
one
that.
Occasion where that's okay.
Absolutely fine. I'd be completely okay with this. If the start of the film was just Michael Keaton waking up and he did a bad dream about an alternate universe, and then we just start afresh with Michael Keaton's, perfect, Anthony. You've just solved the problem.
Thanks.
I like it. Bit more news then. Onto Marvel. A Wonder Man series is officially in development at Marvel for Disney+. So the Hollywood Reporter broke the news on Friday last week, I think it was, and they confirmed that Daniel Destin Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi, is going to be working on the series, which is boss because Shang-Chi was brilliant.
I watched that again the other night, you know.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've not seen. I don't think I've seen it since we watched it at the cinema.
Yeah, I've watched it like twice since then.
Have
This
you
is the
really?
third time, yeah.
I did enjoy it. It's just trying to fit it in.
I just love Trevor. I'm sorry. Yes. I know it's controversial.
He's so good.
I love him. That whole speech that he does with the monkeys on the horses is so funny. Like,
it's so good.
I can't breathe every time he starts on that section because I'm just laughing so hard.
It's boss.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's 100%, it's a good sign. If you've not listened to our Shang-Chi review, you can go back and listen to it.
Yes.
That was a good plug, wasn't it?
Thanks, yeah.
Did well there. Do you know who Wonder Man is, Anthony?
No.
Shock. Shouldn't have done that when I had a mouthful of water. So I'll tell you, Wonder Man is a proper old school character from the 60s. So he was originally introduced. He was originally, that's a completely different story, introduced as a villain before Marvel decided to change him into a hero. Power wise, he's basically Superman, and he's one of the strongest heroes in the MCU or in Marvel. Basically, in the comics, Ultron actually used his brainwaves to create the Vision. So the Vision was based on him. And apparently it's going to start shooting, or it's expected to start shooting next year. Again, though, we're going with really, really powerful characters here. We're separating this Sam as Captain America with even more powerful. But yeah, I don't know what the plan is.
I just don't know whether there's going to be like an Earth-based saga and then a space-based saga. Do you know what I mean?
I think there might be. They've got to come together at some point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, has to. Which,
the Celestials.
Good segue leads us into our next story. So apparently, the plans for Phase 5 of the MCU are going to become very apparent soon. So we've been saying for a while now that the only negative is we don't know where this whole story is going, because it's not all sort of coming together like it was in Phase 1. So Kevin Feige did an interview this week with Games Radar, and he said, as we're nearing the end of Phase 4, I think people will start to see where this next saga is going. I think there have been many clues already that are at least apparent to me of where it's going, but we'll be a little more direct about it in the coming months. So we've got like D23 coming in the next couple of months. Apparently they're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con as well, Marvel, which they haven't done for years. So I don't know whether it's going to be announcements or whether it's just going to be things that we're going to see in the shows. Like we've got She-Hulk, we've got Thor coming in a few weeks over the next couple of months, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully it's going to start dropping more obvious, and it's all going to start coming together, because that ending of Shang-Chi where they had Captain Marvel and Bruce,
nothing's been touched on.
We don't know what any of that was about, apart from it being some sort of homing beacon. So it's going to be nice with it all coming together.
That's nearly 12 months on now, isn't it?
Yeah, Shang-Chi. It must be a year since, coming up to a year since
Shang-Chi was before Eternals, which was November, so
it must have been like June, July.
Must have been.
I want to say July.
Yeah.
Let's go with July. Let's sound like we know what we're talking about. It was July. I'm standing by that one. Yeah. If anybody tells me I'm wrong, go away. I'm going with July. Sticking with a bit of Marvel news then, Ms. Marvel viewing figures were revealed. So despite it being the best reviewed Disney Marvel show ever on Rotten Tomatoes, the actual viewing figures are not basically cosmic, as Kamala would say. So according to Samba TV, only 775,000. Yeah, it's like we get more than that on the show. Only 775,000. We don't. US households tuned in to the premiere in its first 5 days. Now, comparatively, that's about half of what Hawkeye got. It's just over half of what Hawkeye got, and that was the lowest out of all the live-action MCU shows.
But yeah.
So it's got less than half of that. Why is that? I would hope, there's a lot of people saying that it's down to racism. I wouldn't be surprised. I hope that's not the case, though. Yeah. But I also don't think that the fact that you're releasing it at the same time as Obi-Wan Kenobi is a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's affected it a bit. I also do think that the lower age...
I do. I think the fact that they've aimed it is aimed at a younger audience,
it's your teenage audience. It's your new people that they want to pull into the Marvel series.
Yeah.
At that age, so that they can kind of come into the story with the younger.
It makes sense.
Avengers. Yeah,
it makes sense. I said this a couple of weeks ago. My brother Tom, he's watched all the MCU stuff. He's just as into it as we are, and he's not started Ms. Marvel yet.
No.
Because he says he doesn't think he needs to watch
And I
it, and
think
it's not
some
really his
people-
cup of tea.
I think some people will just binge it once it's all out, rather than
Potentially,
wait.
yeah.
They'll just sit and just watch it in a day and see what happens, see whether it was worth it or not.
I mean, not spoiling our review of it, but I think that's probably a better way to go, to be fair.
Yeah.
I really do. And it's good. I'm enjoying it, but I think this is the sort of show that needs to be binging.
Yeah,
It's not leaving us on
the same level.
cliffhangers.
No.
Every week where it's like, I need to see the next
But it
episode.
seems like it's trying to a little bit. That's
Do you
the bit that-
reckon?
yeah.
Oh no, I don't.
Because they do like a little reveal at the end and you're like, oh.
Yeah, but it's not like
But you're not like, ooh.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
exactly.
mean?
You're not like, I need the next episode
No.
right now or anything like that.
No.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll get better. Episode 4 of every series seems to be like the big episode, particularly with Marvel stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully episode 4 is going to be the big turning point. It's good,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about it a bit more. Last bit of news then. So, Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
And the Morbius verse, as we'll call it. We all know that it's obviously coming soon. Are you excited for it? Just be honest, Andy. Say no.
I was quite excited about Morbius, even though
Yeah.
people were kind of saying it was going to be a bit shit. And I thought, yeah, but let me just give it a go, because review critics are always a bit.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll make my own mind up.
Yeah, and it was just shit.
And it was shit.
Yeah, I'm not excited either.
So I'm not
Well,
bothered.
something that might get you a little bit less excited is that in this movie, Kraven the Hunter, doesn't actually hunt. Aaron Taylor-Johnson told Variety this week that his version of the character is an animal lover and a protector of the natural world. So he's not a hunter. So what's the point? What's the point in the film? I don't get it. That's like Morbius the blood donor. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, what's the point? Or we find out Black Cat's a dog person. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Why are they doing it? It's just, yeah, it's absolutely wrong. Can we just leave this now, the Spider-Verse?
It's like the vulture not being able to fly.
It is, yeah. Can we not just have the Spider-Verse being animated now? Because Across the Spider-Verse looks boss.
Yeah.
Leave that there.
Yeah.
Let's just do that and leave the live action stuff.
Call it a
to
bloody
Marvel.
day.
Yeah, leave it. But all you people wanted Morbius to go around to back to the cinema, and you've done this. Why have you done this?
You've let us down.
All your
You've let Marvel down. But most importantly, you've let yourself down.
I don't like it. Stop it. Stop it now. I think that's us for news then. Should we start with reviews?
Is that everything already?
That is us for the news.
Amazing.
Yeah. Should we talk about, we're going to start with the boys?
Yeah.
Should we start with the orgy?
Yeah.
I bet you never thought I'd say that to you.
Not in a million years.
We have to start.
Especially while Jill's out.
We have to start with HEROGASM.
My God.
It's the title of the episode.
Yeah.
I know good things happened before that, and we'll get to them in a bit, but let's start with HEROGASM. From the moment it started and we got introduced to it, the knob answering the door was just
It was so funny.
amazing. This, and we'll sum it up at the end, this was the best episode of
It
The
looked
Boys
like,
ever.
you know the scene in the War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Where the thing comes down into the living room looking for them. That's what it looked like.
Did. It was so good. As soon as that happened, I was like, this is going to be amazing, this episode.
It was so funny.
it was just, I don't even know what was really, I mean, I know what was happening clearly, but it was just full of moments. So we
Kinks 2.0.
got, it was. We got the knob answering the door. Termite, hard done by because he dies at the end of the episode, but the whole thing with him coming out of that woman, which again is a thing I never thought I'd say on the podcast, but him coming out of that woman and brushing against MM's shoulder, and he
With
got
all
a
the
little
juices.
bit, and he got a little bit on him, and then he opens the door to look for the bathroom. It was amazing. I was crying, laughing.
So
Again,
funny.
I had to rewind it.
Do you know
Yes,
what it
I'm in the
reminds me
90s,
of?
but what?
Do you remember Get Your Own Back?
Yeah.
Being gunged.
Our US listeners, it was like getting gunged at the Nickelodeon Kids Awards, basically. It was that.
Think Katy Perry in the face.
Funny. And do you know what? It was cheesy because we got the whole setup of, this is my nice jacket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It worked. I don't care.
So
It was-
stupid but brilliant.
It was so funny.
And then we went into Deep.
The Deep. Yeah. Again, I saw it coming. Saw it coming a mile off as soon as I knew that he was in there. I wasn't quite sure what aquatic life form it was going to be, but yeah, go
Now,
for
I
it.
thought tentacle porn was something I was never going to go anywhere near in my life.
Or that you'd ever
and
see.
unfortunately, it was thrown in my face.
He is the best character of
He
this
is
show.
the best character.
He is
He's
so funny. He's just, I like the fact that he's quite happy for his character just to have the piss taken out of him.
Yeah.
For the entire series. He is just the running joke
Yeah,
of this whole series. It's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
He's so good. There might be more to come from the octopus.
Yeah.
Maybe, but we won't spoil anything. It got a little bit serious though. We'll talk about the fight a little bit later on. But Huey rolled up at the party.
Yeah.
Completely bolloco, because obviously he's teleporting now and he can't bring his clothes with him. But he gets like right up in the face of A-Train.
Yeah.
And this was where the whole tone changed.
Yeah.
So and again, the tone of A-Train changed because he got A-Train to apologise.
Yeah.
And it's through all the shit that he's had to deal with his brother and the whole issues that he's got with Blue Hawk. But just the fact that he apologised. And I thought, that's it. It's sort of settled between them.
Yeah.
No.
Not even close.
Huey just lamps him. And then the look on A-Train's face, it's like, and he's like, how did you do that? How did you do that? Because obviously Huey's now got full-on super strength. That was brilliant. I kind of wish, because Starlight stepped in, didn't she, and stopped them. I really wish she hadn't. I would have loved to see that.
I know, yeah.
Because A-Train, I know he does obviously run at the end of the episode, but he wouldn't, I don't get the impression he'd have just like run or anything like that. And it would have just been a proper fist fight. We got enough of the proper fist fight at the end of the episode. But just Huey starting to step up. Yeah. And again, it's from what we said in the last episode, he's more confident and he wants to be able to save the day. Yeah. And it's clearly making him a bit more cocky, but I like it. Yeah. Hope we see more of cocky get stuck in Huey, because it's really, really good. Before we talk about Soldier Boy's arrival and the fight scene, because that's obviously towards the end of the episode, we need to talk about Kamiko, because her little arc is continuing. Yeah. Got really dark really quick. She was texting Frenchie, wasn't she? And then she got kidnapped by Nina's like bodyguard dude. Yeah, yeah. And they just all ended up in like a warehouse, was it? Yeah. And they were all tied up. And then again, she's brutal. I mean, obviously Kamiko is, but that Nina, because she made him. I got confused then. She made him pick which one was going to get killed.
But they don't know.
We know. Shut up. I got there in the end. I can't let it out now because you joked about it. Sorry. But yeah, it's all right. And then I thought she had her powers back. Did you?
No.
That's where I went.
Did you?
Yeah. When she just started, because I think it was because she got like beaten up. Did he shoot at her? I think, didn't she drag somebody's body on top of her and he started shooting the body? So I thought she's either dead or she's going to get her powers back, because she gets up and she basically just takes them all to pieces. Really, really brutal. Like no holds barred. And just the fact that apparently without powers, she still manages to take out all those dudes. It must just be like an instinct confidence thing. Yeah. Like, don't hold back. Yeah. But it was good.
But I mean, she's constantly said that the powers have made her a monster.
Exactly.
But now we're seeing that it's not the powers.
Well, that's what she says, isn't it?
But I don't think she's a monster. I think she's I don't. Very harshly self-defending.
Yeah, it is to a degree, though, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe not in series 1. Like we've said so many times, she was completely feral in series 1. Yeah. She was a monster in series 1.
That was due to the nature of her.
Exactly. And compared to, that's a nice big word there, Andy. Well done.
It's real.
I don't think it is, but it sounded good. Compared to the other soups, she's not a monster at all. She's like an angel compared to all the other soups, because nobody cares. I think just the fact that she actually gives a shit about these things that she's doing, because everybody else is just like, if I absolutely annihilate 1 million people, then so be it. That's just me, and that's the shit they have to deal with because I'm a soup. Yeah. So the fact that she even acknowledges the fact that she's maybe not doing the right thing, just puts her above everybody else. But she does say to Frenchie, doesn't she? Because she's upset and she says, like you just said, the monster wasn't the super me. It's just me. This is just me. But again, it's good because I feel like we've seen a Kamiko sort of arc through the other 2 series, but it seems to be moving like in a circle, just right round in this one. What else are we going to talk about? Homelander. So again, I'm skipping back to the start of the episode here. It's so good, Homelander. He's like my favourite character in anything.
I've never enjoyed a villain so much.
He's so good, isn't he?
The last villain I enjoyed this much was Glenn Close's Cruella de Vil.
Oh, really? That's a random one.
I know it's random, but like, I think it's because I was talking about it last week. Like,
were you?
Yeah.
In this?
No.
I was thinking, I don't remember editing that out.
But I just, when someone just totally encompasses I can't even explain it. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
You don't disbelieve it for a second that they will just snap at any moment.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I like the fact that in this episode, and we see it here, and we see it towards the end of the episode, it's the first time we see any, like in a couple of places, weakness.
Yeah.
From Homelander. So the fact that when he finds out that Soldier Boy is here and he's not dead, he is shitting himself.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this is the person who could potentially take me.
Yeah.
And the fact that, what's his face, Black Noir just goes completely AWOL.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Noir is like hard as anything, just like ruthless, no personality, no empathy or anything like that. And he does a runner.
Yeah.
So that must just send Homelander just thinking, crap, what is it I'm going to have to fight here if he wants to fight me? The whole conversation with himself in the mirror.
Yes.
That was really, really clever.
That was Green Goblin.
It was.
That's what I noticed.
Good. And it was the same sort of thing, wasn't it? Because it was like the human side.
Yeah.
And the villain.
Yeah.
The villain side
totally.
or the soup side.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I suppose it humanized him a little bit because there was a side that was like, I don't know if I should be doing this. I don't know if I should be killing all these people.
It's the side of him that we've always thought there should be, but have never really seen.
Yeah. Whereas there's the soup version of him who has no empathy is basically just bullying him and pressuring him and saying, you want people to love you, they should fear you and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It was
the flicking between the two, and you're literally going from almost vein popping anger and you could literally see the tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
Like it was just the tension in that moment was so good, and his acting was phenomenal.
The difference between the two,
so good.
Yeah.
Like I literally can't. I think I would totally fangirl if I saw him in person.
He's brilliant.
I don't think I'd be able to actually
He's so
say
good.
the words.
He posts loads of photos on social media of like him behind the scenes photos and stuff like that, and he just looks like he's having a proper laugh with everybody, and everybody like loves him at the same time. So it's so weird to see that when everybody hates him.
Yeah.
But talking about the difference between the two, like when you said with Willem Dafoe, in Spider-Man, Willem Dafoe had like not fake teeth, but like something to tidy up his teeth because his teeth are a bit like skew-iff.
Yeah.
And in the scenes where he was in the mirror, and it was the Green Goblin, they didn't fix his teeth. So he had different teeth as Norman as he did to Green Goblin. And again, it's just not to that extent clearly, but it's just there was a visible difference between the two, even the facial expressions and everything. I thought it was so well done. I suppose getting back towards the orgy, as you say. We got a little bit before, because it sort of started with MM, but we found out beforehand a little bit about MM's history. I think we already knew. What?
I just remembered the guy walking across with his penis on fire.
Oh, it was so graphic.
It was so graphic. And I was like, why?
But we found out a bit more about his history. So we already knew Soldier Boy killed his grandfather and his family.
Yes.
But it sort of explains his OCD. He was saying like, I've got to check the stove 17 times at night, otherwise Soldier Boy will come back and kill my family, the rest of my family.
He's Candyman, isn't it?
It just shows how much of a struggle he must have and how much Soldier Boy's affected his life. I mean, obviously he's killed his family, so clearly it's going to affect him, but just how much it's affected him. It's like hit him proper hard. And that's why when we get back to the orgy, even though he's got no chance of winning, MM is quite happy just to sort of have a fist fight with Soldier Boy. He throws that grenade at him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Which does nothing.
Was it just a smoke grenade?
I think it was just a smoke grenade.
And it's just like...
And that's it, isn't it?
And then they just stood there staring at each other.
Exactly.
Like, what's happening?
But he doesn't stop, because I thought at this stage MM's going to have to turn and run here, and he doesn't. He raises his fist and he's like, I know I'm going to get destroyed, but I'm going to at least have a go.
Fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And then Billy steps in, and we end up with a little bit of a scuffle between Suit Billy and MM. Which again, the fact that MM is willing to go toe to toe with Billy, who again he knows is a soup, just to defend his family's honour. He's
so powerful.
He's opened up this character there, hasn't he? I mean, he's always been good.
Yeah,
it's good finding out a bit more about him, because I feel like he's probably the only one who we haven't really learned a lot more about. And I don't think we maybe got a full insight into Frenchie's past until this episode either, until this series.
Yeah,
but just his relationship with Kimiko gave you a bit of more of an idea as to his personality, whereas MM's kind of just been like the cool dude on the side who had a bit of OCD.
Do you notice that MM's always the one that gets dicked. for choice of a better word.
No, I hadn't, but go on.
Because in the asylum as well, he was the one that got pulled through the window by the guy with the massive dick. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
It wrapped around his neck and was strangling him,
Yeah, I
wasn't
remember,
it? And I just
Poor
was like,
MM.
why is it always sexual with him?
Poor.
Why does he always get the willies?
I know. I'm sure he'd have rather had a dick around his neck than just get covered in cum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or would you? I don't know.
Would you rather?
It's a difficult life choice. Anyway, so let's talk about the fight. So Homelander rolls up, and this is like what we've been waiting for. This is like Obi-Wan versus Darth, which we'll get to later on. But this is the first time we see Soldier Boy fighting Homelander. So they go toe to toe, and then even better, Billy goes toe to toe with Homelander. And I was so surprised that he held his own.
Yeah.
How strong is Billy?
I know.
And the look on Homelander's face when he did his laser eyes, he was like, what? He was already scared, but it was like, what the shit is happening here? And I think obviously A-Train had already had a little bit of an inkling of that as like the fear of a non-suit becoming a suit. But Homelander was bricking it.
Yeah,
and didn't
totally.
was it Billy who hit him and bruised his face?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, the fact that he's done that. Billy, who Homelander has always... I think he's probably always feared him to a degree, but not in this way.
Yeah.
It's like a fear as to what's this guy going to do, or what's he going to throw at me, or how is he going to ruin my career.
It's Hopper and Flick. That's all I can think of in A Bug's Life. I'm sorry, I know I keep going into random things.
I was thinking, who's Flick from Stranger Things?
But, Hopper.
Yeah.
But it's the Hopper and it's the grasshopper and the ant thing, isn't it? It's the...
it's deep, that, Andy.
I know.
It's deep for HEROGASM, that. That's what she said. It is, though. You're right.
Yeah.
You are completely right. So after we got Soldier Boy versus Homelander, then we got Billy versus Homelander, then we got the team up.
Yeah.
So we got Soldier Boy and Billy fighting him. Yeah. And then Huey stepped in, who didn't really do a massive amount. Did he even get a punch in? Or was he just dodging him?
I think he got a punch in, and then literally, as soon as Homelander looked at him, he just teleported over there.
As you would. Because he's going to get...
Totally.
Yeah, although, I don't know, Billy held his own, didn't he? But he does get stuck in, because when Billy and Soldier Boy pin him to the floor, he's straight in there.
Yeah.
And again, he's pinned him down. And that was like one of the biggest moments of the episode for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The fact... a little bit of me thought they were going to zap him, and he was going to lose his powers at that stage, but then it wouldn't have made sense for the story, clearly. But it was better the fact that he ran away.
Yeah.
Homelander ran away.
Yeah.
And I know it was from other soups, but they went, really, it's Huey and Billy, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him retreat?
No, never.
In anything. He's always got this massively cocky facade.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd never run away from anything. I'll just basically destroy my way out of any problem I have. And the fact that he ran away, so powerful again. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I was so impressed with it. Before we sort of wrap up on the boys, there were a couple of other big moments. We got A-Train killing Blue Hawk.
Yes.
And at the end...
Graphic as shit, that wasn't it as well?
Yeah, it was good. But it was good, though. I liked it.
Yeah, it was really good.
It might sound sick, but it was good. Yeah. But yeah, the fact that he was willing to kill himself, or for all he knows, kill himself, and we don't know, because we end the episode with him just lying on the road, don't we?
Yeah.
And you hear his heart going. Starlight quits. Again, super
my name
powerful.
is Annie January, and I fucking quit.
Oh,
what a line!
It
was so
good. And again, it sort of teased it earlier on when she had the meeting with Victoria Newman.
Yeah,
and she was trying to get her to help her with her Instagram or something.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I can't be arsed with this anymore. Leave me alone. I'm not doing it. Even if you pop my head.
Yeah.
She's like, if you're going to fucking do it,
just do it.
Just do it. Just kill me, because I'm sick of this shit. And it's been coming for episodes and episodes, but just the fact that she actually did it. And she did it on social media, so everyone can see. Again, and full of powerful moments.
Yeah. Because the social media influence in this series so far has been massive as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously we had the social media start, didn't we, in the last episode?
No, that was this one.
Was that this one?
That was the bookend to this, yeah. So it ended with the social media, and then let's talk about social media. So it started with, again, one of the best scenes in The Boys ever. We started with the Deep doing his little solemn chat, And then just he's like, imagine. I was like, yes, because I knew what was coming, and I was just so excited. And then we got Patton Oswalt, we got Josh Gad in on it, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who just looked like they were having the best time ever.
It was so funny. Those cameos
funny.
were perfect.
They were, again.
Like, we're getting so many good cameos in this now. Like, it's obviously because it's got so much traction now. Everyone's going,
I want to be part of it.
I'll be in it for 30 seconds.
If I'm just want to be in it at some point. Yeah, playing myself. Just in the boys.
100%.
Do you know what, though? All those celebrities who took part in that kind of takes balls, because they were openly taking the piss out of all the people who did it in the Gal Gadot video. Now, if you've not seen it, because I hadn't seen it,
so I didn't get the reference at
I'm
first.
sure most people do, but basically at the start of the pandemic, 6 days into lockdown, Gal Gadot did this video about how hard it was in a LA mansion, having been locked in there for 6 days and not being able to go out. But it's all right, because she's going to help all of you. And then she started singing Imagine, and then we got all their celebrity friends in. We got we got James Marsden in there. Didn't we say Mark Ruffalo was in there?
Mark Ruffalo was in there.
Kristen Wiig. I started watching
Maya
it again.
Rudolph was in there.
I couldn't watch it.
There was all sorts of people.
I got as far as James Marsden when I rewatched it the other day and was like, nope, can't watch this.
I got through the whole thing. Not one person was in the same key, and it was stressing me out. Like, I'm not going to pretend I'm a big, massive superstar or anything, but I can hear a tune.
Yeah.
And the fact that none of them were even singing in the same key. Some of them did it that couldn't even sing.
Yeah.
And it was horrendous.
Yeah, but at least it took part.
I understood the meaning behind it.
Feel.
But my God.
I was so tone deaf. Literally.
Yeah, totally.
Literally tone deaf. But again, it's just the fact that they've gone and done that.
They held no prisoners. And
yeah,
it was just funny.
Like, it is. It sort of toes the line in a lot of ways. Like HEROGASM, the deaths, all that sort of stuff. The blood and the gore. But it's like, we are going to openly rip the shit out of these celebrities. I'm going to get other celebrities
led by someone who's actually portraying a superhero.
Yeah, it's so. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Oh, it was so good. Genuinely, that's it. Pretty much for the episode. That was the best episode of The Boys I've ever seen, and probably I'd say one of the best episodes of TV I've seen in a long time. It was like the Stranger Things episode 4 of The Boys. Yeah, it was so funny. I can't wait. Fortunately, we've seen the last 2 episodes. It gets better and better. Honestly,
oh my God, yeah.
It's so good. Can't wait to talk about them over the next couple of weeks. Should we do Obi-Wan?
Yes.
So I've got to start with Obi-Wan, right? I've only just noticed this on the title card. Maybe everyone thinks I'm an idiot. The last eye of Kenobi is a lightsaber.
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that. Saw it on Twitter and thought, that's not real. And then I watched the title and it was real. So, talking about Obi-Wan, again, there was a lot to sort of happen in this episode. Should we just get straight to it and talk about Obi-Wan versus Vader?
Oh my
We've got it.
God.
We had a bit of back and forth with them, obviously, like Obi-Wan saying he's sacrificing himself to a degree, saying I'm going to leave the ship, and the fact that Vader was just happy to follow him and left everybody else alone.
The monumental size of that ship compared to the little shuttle that's trying to get away.
It was like the start of A New Hope. As soon as that happened, I was like, really good callback. Yeah, I loved that. I thought it was really clever. Yeah, should we just get straight into the fight, because that's all we want to talk about. Yeah. There's other stuff. We'll talk about the whole Reva situation. Which, can I just we'll talk about fight. Right, just one thing. Right, so the episode opened with Reva on Tatooine. Yeah, and then we cut to Darth Vader still chasing Obi-Wan. How long has he been chasing him for? How did she get to Tatooine in that time?
47 days.
It really threw me, because we started and I was like, hang on, how are you still chasing Obi-Wan Kenobi? I know he's like, he really wants to get Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he must have been chasing him for like a month, seriously, for her to get all the way to Tatooine. It's a big galaxy. It's far away, as it already says. So you'd think, it took me out for the very first 5 minutes.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. No, if I'm totally honest.
I was straight away. I was just like, hang on, that's.
I must admit, the one downside to this was how dark the episode was.
Yeah, I thought that, yeah.
I was struggling to see some of the scenes.
That was a creative choice, that.
I think it was a creative choice, but it didn't help me.
I did.
I watch mine on the projector as well, so that makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So if the room is not in complete darkness.
I struggled with mine as well.
Yeah,
Not the projector, but with the telly, with the where the light was coming in and stuff like that. I just like shut
So I was
shut
just
all the
kind of
blinds.
sat there and I was just looking around my room because I couldn't see what was on the screen. So that
I
was
did
the
like
downside.
it though. I thought it was
I
a good
loved
choice
it.
because it was the glow of the lightsabers. That's what it
sorry.
was
Do
supposed
you know what?
to do.
It wasn't that scene. It was the scene with Reva later.
Oh,
That
in
was
the dark.
that
was
the one where
really. I
couldn't
struggled with
see
that.
a thing.
No, I couldn't.
I literally saw one half of her face for about 5 minutes, and I just ended up looking around the room.
The whole thing was really dark. The whole scene, wasn't it? But the lightsaber fight, then I liked that. That was still
brilliant,
dark, but it was that was
I like
purely
it
a creative
first
choice.
that it was no force. Let's just go hand to hand combat.
What with the lightsabers?
Yeah. I love that.
I was thinking, did I miss a fist fight? Because it's
no. What I mean was there wasn't any force powers being used at first.
I liked the style of it as well. It was a cross between the prequels and the
This
original
was where
trilogy.
I really saw Anakin instead of Vader as well.
What with the fighting style?
Yeah.
But not.
Totally.
It didn't go over the top. It would have been stupid if he'd been flicking the lightsaber behind his back.
Every time we
and
saw
stuff.
him fight, it was in the originals. It was always a lot calmer.
Yeah.
He wasn't throwing himself about where he really threw himself into this fight with Obi-Wan, and that
and he's older as well.
Saw his cape literally flying about as he's like fighting away.
Yeah,
and I just loved it. I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, and we even got like the behind the back block. That was hard to say. The behind the back block from Obi-Wan. We got that in as well. I cheered when that happened. I love that.
Yeah,
but yeah, the whole fight was really good. I thought there was a missed opportunity. Right, do you want me to tell you what the missed op was?
Go on.
Right, he threw him in the pit.
Yeah.
And then he obviously put all the rocks on top of him and stuff like that. There's a moment where Obi-Wan is in the pit, right down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And Vader slowly walks to the middle of the pit, like on camera, and looks down at him. And I said it because I was waiting for it. He didn't say, "Now I have the high ground."
Oh, okay.
Why did he not? I mean, come on, Disney. That's the line from the end. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I have the high ground. Now I have the high ground. What were you missing? Why? Was it just me who thought that was really obvious? Did you not twig onto that at all? I was waiting I actually said it out loud.
To be honest, I think I was just a bit too gobsmacked by the scene because I enjoyed it that much.
You just like engrossed in it. Yeah. I was, but I just thought I thought it was nailed on 100% gonna happen. We got the whole escape from the pit. So that we got flashbacks. Because we can't.
There was no back to tank.
There was no back to tank. We just got standard flashbacks. But it's a Star Wars episode. We needed to.
And this was
we only got very brief
pivotal
ones.
moment. This was the moment where we got to see full force Obi-Wan.
That was his full reconnection, wasn't it? And it was I suppose to a degree a bit of the dark side because it was the anger and the emotion, wasn't it? That reconnected into the Force. And then he got out and he just started annihilating Vader,
which was
didn't hold back
amazing.
At all. Yeah, when was he punching his breathing thing, or was he hitting it with his lightsaber?
He was hitting it with his lightsaber,
but the back of the lightsaber, yeah. It was like something from The Boys. It was just brutal. It was like, you're not going to be able to breathe, mate. I'm going to take you out, however I need to take you out.
Yeah,
and I felt a little bit sorry for Vader when you could hear where he's struggling with the breathing, like he did at the end of Jedi.
But I loved, so obviously we also had the Force, didn't we? We had him like bashing him with every single rock that was coming.
That was so good.
Went on for so long. It was painful to watch, but brilliant.
That
at the
moment
same time.
when he just put his hands up to the side and all the rocks went in the air, I genuinely cheered. The kids were in bed asleep, and I was like, "Yes!" like that. Just I was so impressed with it. So impressed.
Then, for me, it was both voices overlapping one another.
What when the mask
coming
got
through the mask?
Yeah,
because obviously it's all cracked and you see kind of one side of his face.
Yeah,
and you can hear the voice changer coming through, but also you can hear him, and it's such a defeated sound. And I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
I was a bit confused as to where, and I think Disney purposely made it this way to sort of maybe I don't know whether it was just I was confused or whether it was supposed to look that way, but when he says what does it he says he calls him Anakin and he says Anakin's gone, I am what remains. So it's the separation, and then when he's saying that, it's the light of the red lightsaber shining on his face. And then Obi-Wan says I'm sorry Anakin, and then it goes to like Anakin's voice and he says I am not your failure. It says like, don't apologize, I'm not your failure. And it was the blue light, and it was as if, and I thought, is this Vader? Is it Vader trying to say, not Vader obviously, but was it the Anakin side coming out and being it's not your fault. And then the light kind of went red, and it went to, and what did he say? He said something along the lines of like, oh, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. And I don't know whether it was just I'm reading into it too much, but I kind of like to think it was a bit of Anakin breaking out just for that moment, to be like, don't worry, it wasn't you, it was my choice. And then the Vader came back out. But it was what Obi-Wan needed, because and it's the first time he called him Darth. He said, I'm gonna leave, something like, I'm gonna leave you now, and goodbye, Darth.
And then he said goodbye, Master, didn't he, or something? Did he say Master?
I don't know.
I'm sure he said Master one more time to Obi-Wan.
Did he? I didn't take on to that. But just the fact, again, because he's all the way through, it's been Anakin, and he's seen him as Anakin, and we're supposed to have seen him as Anakin. And again, obviously, like we said in the last episode, they've really pushed them together. It's the first time I personally have ever seen Darth as Anakin. Because it's always been completely two separate entities. But I really liked that. I thought it was really good. It was. I can't fault it. No. Apart from now I have the high ground.
I think that was what we needed.
Yes. It could have been a shorter series.
Yeah.
Could it have been a movie?
Probably.
I think it could have been a movie. It was very good quality. It was movie quality. I couldn't fault it. But I mean, like, the whole series, you could have broke that down into a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way it should have gone, Disney. Yeah. Not that they're listening to me, but do you know what I mean? I think maybe that's the way it should have gone. But yeah, I can't fault it at all.
No.
So good. Should we talk about Reva's arc then? Because we got a little bit of redemption for Reva, didn't we? So she obviously went to Tatooine. So I wondered until about halfway through her little story what the intent was. But
was she going to kill Luke?
She wanted to go and kill Luke.
Yeah.
Because she said, I'm going to get justice. So it's like her plan was to kill Luke because she knows he's Anakin's kid. And it's just like, I can't kill you, so I'll kill your son. Even though Anakin's got no idea the kid exists.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she thinks she's going to go and kill him, and then she's going to go and tell Darth, you had a kid, and by the way, I've killed him. Exactly. But it's dark, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, even the fact that she had the intent to kill him. And I know, obviously,
that's too far gone to come back from.
Well, she came back from it,
she did.
She did, yeah. Owen and Beru, badass.
Yeah.
Particularly Aunt Beru.
Brilliant.
She was like coming up with the plan. She was like, there's your gun. Right. Yeah. Do not let anybody go near my child. And even though it's not her child, it was just like, no one's touching this kid.
Yeah.
He's my flesh and blood, even though he's not.
The whole
and I'll
fight
protect
scene
him.
there was from them too was brilliant.
It was so good, yeah.
Really,
the
really
fact
good.
They were just like completely willing to die for this kid.
Yeah.
And then obviously Luke ran away, fell down. I couldn't really see what was going on, I'll be dead honest. I think he fell down a hill. And then she had him, basically, he was knocked out and she had the opportunity to kill him. Yeah. And we got the flashbacks between her and Anakin raising his lightsaber.
Yeah.
And then clearly she's made the decision not to.
Yeah,
which is the right decision.
In her arms. Well, to be fair though, I think the whole idea at that point at first was, is he dead or isn't he? But I automatically straight off knew he wasn't.
Because we've seen him in episode 4, 5 and 6.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean? Though?
It was supposed to
look to the aunt and uncle.
Yeah, exactly.
Where, like, she's returning the body after
killing him. And it was because he didn't, because it's like the relief when he made a noise or moved or something like that. Well, that you could see it. But
then we actually got some pure emotion from her as well.
We did, yeah. And again, Obi-Wan acknowledging that you're not bad. You're not you're not a Sith. You've chosen not to go down that path.
Yeah.
Now, and he says, like, now you're free. You're free to do what you want.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting a Reva spin-off.
Directly.
Just feel like we are. I feel like, because I think if they weren't going to, they would have just killed her off. So that was one of the rumors that we talked about a few weeks ago. Remember I said in the news that they changed things from this series because of the reactions that they've had to it.
Yeah.
To sort of, rather than it being a one series thing, they wanted to extend it and extend the characters. So the rumor I heard was that Reva died. At the end of this whole story, Reva died in that last episode.
Yeah.
And they went back and reshot things and tweaked things so that she didn't, so that they could continue her story. There's also rumours that we're going to Cal Kestis series from Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
So I don't know whether they could cross paths, because again, the time-wise, it's absolutely perfect, isn't it?
Spot on.
And again, him, because in the series, there's a very similar type of arc. It's the Seventh Sister he's fighting against, and in the end, she ends up not turning good. She doesn't really get a chance because, spoilers, Darth Vader kills her. But that's basically where it's going. So I think him then find it, because he couldn't, even though he did convert her to the light side, he didn't get a chance to sort of move forward with her, maybe that would be a good setup because he's now got another, the third sister.
Yeah.
And he can sort of train her towards the light side as well. That'd be a decent ending. So at the end, we got Palpatine.
We
Didn't know that was coming.
No.
That was a nice little cameo. It thinks it's the boys here.
Yeah.
We got Palpatine.
and then you heard Vader call him Master.
Yes.
After that. And that's where I was like, oh, he said Master for the last time there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I like the way they didn't put any makeup on Ian McDiarmid. It was just like, AR, chuck this on.
Chuck this
cloak on. Don't even bother about doing the voice.
At least he's not asking all the boys to come to the yard.
So good. I need to watch that later. No one knows what we're talking about.
No.
Go find it. Anthony will post
It's
it on
a
TikTok
ridiculous
or something.
TikTok.
It's so funny.
So good.
It's so good. We got a goodbye from Leia, and I kind of because Obi-Wan went to see him.
The little ending for Leia. I'm not gonna lie.
It was good.
She finally had her hair in the little do, and she had the outfit on, and she had her gun in her pocket, and I was just like,
we're not getting any more Leia though. I don't think.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to guess.
I would love a little spin-off of Little Leia.
But again, it's like, is it going to be too kiddie?
No, I know, but she wasn't though.
No, I know she wasn't.
She was really good. So beyond her years in that. Like, I was so amazed by that kid.
Yeah, she was so good at this.
She's one of those actresses that you need to watch from this point onwards, I think.
I agree. I think she's going to be amazing in the future.
Totally.
Did it kind of answer the question as to why they don't know of each other? Because I think she said something along the lines of, "Will I see you again?" And he said, I don't think so. And no one must know about this because it could endanger us both. So does that kind of explain why in the message to him at the start of episode 4, she wasn't like, "Hi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, remember me from 10 years ago?" And it was kind of like, "You fought alongside my father in the Clone Wars," to try and not let anybody know in case it was intercepted that they did know each other. I wondered whether that was to try and explain that.
If it is, it's a bit weak.
It is a bit weak, but it kind of needed
does the
to
job.
I would have been all right with them just not. Yeah. I mean, I don't want them to retcon the whole thing, clearly, but I'd have been comfortable with it. I know I was really picky about it at the start of the series, but I think I got to the point.
You've forgiven it now.
Yeah, really, yeah. You got to meet Luke.
Yeah.
We got the hello there to Luke. We needed to drop that into the series. That was good. I like the fact that he met him. And then we ended with Qui-Gon.
I said he was coming, didn't I?
Impressed. I thought he'd have a bigger part than that.
I mean, it's Liam Neeson money though, innit?
It is.
Did they have the money on this
I feel like
gamble?
The ending, that we're going to have to get him in the next series. More of Liam Neeson. Because it's leading to another series. He's not he's packed up. He's packed up his little
basically
shack.
Said there's things to do.
Yeah.
So now I want to know what these things are.
Exactly. Where are we going with it? Are we going to get Darth Maul? Because he's still about. He's not dead yet.
Oh, isn't he?
No, he's not. He's not dead at this stage. So there's still Darth.
Maybe.
There's still Darth Maul, because Darth Maul he popped up at the end of Solo, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this will be before Solo.
Yeah.
So or around the same time, worst case scenario. But he's still about. And I know in the Clone Wars, it's set further in the future because Obi-Wan's like grey haired, short hair, and stuff like that. And I think, again, spoilers, he kills Darth Maul in the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
They have another fight, but it's whether they then start going down a slightly different route with this and maybe make it a little bit longer. Because who else are you going to have as the bad guy in the next one?
Well, yeah.
We can't have Darth again. That's it now.
Yeah,
if they do a season 2, it can't be Darth Vader.
No.
It's got to be somebody either new or, I mean, there's so much like Star Wars lore out there, and Jedis and Sith.
Could be going on.
There could be so much more, but I think everybody'd want a live action second fight between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi. That'd be so good.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn in the background go, "Kill him, hit him, deck him, get him, kick him in the balls." We need that. I want that. There you go, Disney. Free ideas. But yeah, I mean, in general, right, I don't think it's been a perfect series.
No.
I think a lot of the earlier episodes were weak. Not all of them. Do you know what? I think episode 1 and 2 were really good. I watched them on a plane, on a phone, like so. But I still really enjoyed them. And then I think it kind of went down a little bit in episode 3. 4 was good. 5 was a bit meh. And then I think this was absolutely spot on. I really enjoyed this. I came out...
Was it episode 4 or was it episode 5 that was a really good one?
Episode 4 was the Fortress Inquisitorius.
But episode 5 was the one that loads of people loved, wasn't it?
That was the one where Tala died. Yeah, because this is only 6 episodes. This is only episode 6. I think overall it's been a good series.
I think it's been a good series.
I do. I don't agree with anybody who says it was completely crap, but I kind of get where I get it to a degree. If you get, well, do I I suppose if you're really into
I'm gonna be
Star
totally
Wars,
honest, I don't get it.
if you're really into Star Wars and it's not what you thought, what your vision of it was, but it's not. We're not like Book of Boba Fett here, guys, are we? Do you know what I mean?
No.
That was crap.
Yeah.
This, I think, has been absolutely solid. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but yeah, let's not beat around the bush. I disagree. I thought it was good. I don't think it was the best series ever, but I think that final episode was up there with some of the best Star Wars content I've seen.
It was a good payoff.
That final episode was better than episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Altogether.
Yeah.
Mine's
100%.
better. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll get a season 2. And Mandalorian season 3 is coming. Yes. Leave Boba Fett. We don't need any more.
Yeah, we don't need any more Boba Fett.
Let's just let Boba Fett. Throw him back in the Sarlacc pit. Leave him there. Just
you could, you could potentially. Could you have early days Boba Fett in Obi-Wan as a crossing a path?
I hope not. I don't want it. Do you want more? Do you want another boat? Do you want to? I don't know.
Badass Boba Fett days, yeah.
Yeah, no, but how are they going to do that? De-age him?
No, just doesn't take his helmet off.
Yeah, I suppose.
If it's only
they did it with Mandalorian.
I'm not talking about.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think it'd be all right if he came across him.
Yeah,
maybe
that's what I mean.
One
like,
episode.
Nothing dramatic, just like a nod, basically.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. Yeah, badass Boba Fett. Yeah. Okay, I'm all right with that. Yeah. There you go. Disney, we're giving you so many free ideas here. Let us know what you think, though, listeners.
Yeah.
Right, should we wrap up with Ms. Marvel?
Yes.
So, Ms. Marvel, episode 3, Destined. We started with a flashback. We didn't really get many in Star Wars, so we had to start with a flashback. There was no back to tank, unfortunately. Kind of threw me completely. We're not going to go through the whole episode. You know, there was some. Was it?
It was a wedding.
What did you think of the? That was it. Basically,
that was the episode.
Wedding dance fight. That's like most weddings. To be fair, it was your average wedding. But we got so at the start. Then we talk about the flashback because we were already into it with back to tanks and the flashback to tank and all that sort of stuff. So we got a bit of information about the bangle and the history of the bangle.
Yeah.
Right. She got it off a severed arm.
Yeah.
That was blue.
Yes.
Is it Kree?
Maybe.
I know Marvel stuff. I don't know all the blue aliens. But yeah, Kree technology.
It could have been
what are you doing?
Go
on. Yondu?
Yes.
Isn't he Kree?
Is he Kree?
Yeah, I think he's Kree.
Oh,
all the Marvel fans, if I'm wrong, are just going, no, you fucking idiots. But yeah, I think do you know what? He's Kree. Right, that's it. Done. So at that stage, they weren't in this different dimension. They'd come to our dimension at that stage. So we find out what they are. So they're not Inhumans. They're Jinn.
Yes.
Well, they've been called lots of things, but what Kamala will know them as Jinn or clandestines.
Clandestines.
So it's basically genies.
You know they're going to call them
demons.
Jinn humans now, don't you?
Yes, probably. Yeah, but they're just like demons, genies, like I think Kamala's dad says.
So The Witcher did an episode about a Jinn.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
I still need to watch The Witcher.
Yeah.
That's hard to say as well. Watch The Witcher.
It's the idea of the Jinn is very close to a genie.
Okay.
So it's that idea, that same kind of power and stuff like that.
Do they sing songs and go da 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 da? Did they do that?
No,
they should do.
They're not that fun. And I'm quite intrigued by the lore and how they'll bring that out in Ms. Marvel.
Okay.
Can
I add to the list? We've got dinosaurs, Egyptians, and Jinn.
No,
I like Jinn, just not that type of Jinn. No. Different Jinn.
Well, he did the joke, didn't he?
He did,
Tonic.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
But they have the potential to be incredibly powerful, but they're locked in by items.
Oh, okay.
So it's the whole thing like a genie in a lamp and all that kind of stuff. So it could be
and
the bangle itself.
But they need both the bangles to get home.
Yeah.
Okay. The Bangles, there was a good band. Walk like an Egyptian. Yeah. Oh, links.
Links everywhere.
That's what it's all about.
Can you imagine if that song comes on in the series now? I will be so happy.
It will be so good. I love it. Okay, so let's talk. I mean, there was a little bit going on. It was a little bit boring.
It was a little bit boring.
Until we got to the wedding. It was a bit boring. And I get they're trying to flesh out the character.
I only watched it yesterday and I can't remember.
What happened before the wedding, apart from the flashback with the Kree arm.
Yeah.
That we're now saying is Kree. I get it.
Were they in Egypt when they were digging it up? Where were they? Because I couldn't. That's the part I couldn't work out.
I assume. Yeah. Oh, it was during the thing that was going on in India. Remember they told us about it? Like the whole thing where the British came in and destroyed everybody?
Yes.
It was during that.
Okay.
it didn't feel like a filler episode. It just felt slow.
Yeah.
I get it, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to introduce and set up this character, give us a bit more of an insight into her personality and her family, because that's obviously what her personality comes off, a family life. I like the fact that it's given us an idea as to a different culture that we've not seen in the MCU or most mainstream media before. I loved the wedding. That was great, because that showed us a lot as well.
The wedding was brilliant.
All the rest of the stuff was just a bit meh.
Yeah.
But I suppose it was needed to get us there. So the wedding, then, I enjoyed that. I thought it was good. I said I like the fact that it gave us a bit of an insight into Kamala's culture. At first, the dance, I thought it was cringy AF. And then about 10 seconds in, I was like, I like this.
It was when his wife's parents started dancing.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can tell that they're not kind of used to the customs and things like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that they literally just went in and went, sod it, and just like
started
like dancing
and the little kid,
and I was like, brilliant.
Bruno getting stuck in and dancing was a bit like, that was a bit cringy again.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. But in general, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And I'd seen it in the trailer for the episode and I was a bit like, oh, I don't want to watch this. This is really cringy. But yeah, it was boss. The fight, so we got a couple of fights.
Yeah.
We got the Living on a Prayer, but Brown Jovi. Come on. I mean, the name for the band, Brown Jovi.
Brown Jovi is funny.
Yeah, that was quality. I like that. Well done, Marvel. It was worth it just for that joke.
Yeah. So she essentially, as soon as she saw them, she just pulled the fire alarm, didn't she? So
she
to get
did.
everyone out.
Yeah.
And then it was the fight through the hotel, essentially.
That first fight with Bon Jovi playing Living on a Prayer.
Yeah.
In the kitchen.
Really enjoyed that.
I really enjoyed that.
I did enjoy that one.
It should have just been 20 seconds longer.
Yeah.
And fed directly into the fight in the reception room. It should have just been even and kept Bon Jovi playing. I mean, that song is so. I know we've complained about this and said, "Oh, everybody takes an upbeat song and just puts a fight over it."
Yeah,
I was alright with this one.
Yeah,
it worked.
Totally.
It worked really, really well. I liked seeing Kamala learning her powers and being a little bit tougher with it.
I love the fact that everyone always says it's linked to like emotion and stuff like that, and obviously we just had the Multiverse of Madness. And with her saying that
another thing to watch this week.
And with her saying that she didn't know how she was jumping through the multiverse. She was just doing it every time she was scared, and it was that kind of thing.
Yeah, it was.
Every time she was getting frightened or a punch was coming her way or something, suddenly part of the power would come out and protect her from it, and it was like an automatic response. Yeah, which I loved. I liked it when like that bit.
I like the fact that it started off with her basically just in pure defense mode, and then Bruno got knocked out, and then she was like nah, right, mate. The fist now. Because again, it kind of lulled in the middle, even the fight, and then when she knocked out that dude with the giant fist, I was like, again, brilliant. It was a cheering moment. It was like, yes, and then
she just swung it round, took them all out.
Yeah, I know. But I felt like there should have been more of a fight from there with her, like, right, okay, this is my powers now, right? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you all, and it didn't. Yeah. It didn't really get there. It was good. I just don't feel like any of it... It didn't really
go anywhere from that point.
No.
That was the thing for me. And then it just getting surrounded, and I was just a bit like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Cameron stepped in and helped as well. So Cameron's turned against his family, basically his mum, isn't it? I kind of like the fact that they all had like a weapon. Yeah. That seems to come from nowhere. At first, I was a bit like, that's weird. And then I kind of like that. It's just to give them a bit more individuality, I suppose. Yeah. But obviously, I assume we're going to see her go up against all of them and, again, beat them all.
In full Ms. Marvel mode.
Yeah. Oh, and then at the end, she had that vision. So
the train.
Yeah. When Cameron's mum grabbed the bangle, they both saw the train. Yeah. With, what was written on it?
Kamachi? It was the place.
Yes.
It was the place that the grandmother found her.
Yeah. And then, because then the nanny phoned her and said, I had the vision too.
Come to Karachi.
Is it Karachi?
Karachi, that's Karachi. It, sorry.
You need to come to Karachi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's it going?
I have no idea.
I feel like we've flown through that, but I can't really... I don't feel like much else.
Really break anything down much more.
We had the whole thing with there was like side stories, wasn't there, with like the brother who's not got much money, and he was saying, I've only got $732 in my bank account. He's like, I'm a failure.
I mean, I wish.
We're in a cost of living crisis, Disney. Don't rub it in.
Technically, I do right now, but I'm buying a house.
Exactly.
So that's going to be gone in
Give
minutes.
it a week. Welcome to the world of not having any money on me. But yeah, so that was there. There was the whole thing about Nakia, because obviously she found out that she's Nightlight at the end.
Yeah.
And again, that was another story and a theme that was going through the episode about the fact that her family and her friends, apart from Bruno, who obviously didn't know she's Ms. Marvel, don't approve of that person at all. And then one of the guys from the mosque was just like, it's not about being good, it's about doing good. And that was kind of the permission for her to carry on doing this and not just pack the whole thing again. So again, there was a good message and a theme. The hint
that she's going to be in trouble because one of the family members said, I saw Kamala pull the...
Oh, yeah. So it's obviously going to come out to the family. But then when she gets home, she won't tell them.
No.
Because they know she's done that. They know she's pulled the fire alarm. And
to be fair, that was a hard scene, that.
Yeah, it was. Because it's like, you've ruined your brother's wedding.
I'm sorry. I can't tell you.
It's a bit deep. I like it. I just don't feel... do you know what?
I don't feel vamped up by it.
Not at all. I did last episode. I was excited for episode 3 off the back of episode 2. I'm still excited for it because I'm hoping it in a way that I'm more hopeful rather than I need episode 3.
I'm just hoping that the payoff is going to be good enough.
I do.
That's the thing for me now.
Yeah.
I want to know Nanis.
Yeah, she's got to be a big
genuinely
character.
want her to be a badass that's cartwheeling everywhere and kicking ass.
Like Yoda in episode 2. Yes, I'm alright with that. As stupid as it'd look and as bad as the CG is going to be. Yeah, I'm alright with that. Let's do it. Let's do that. Yeah. Well, Disney, full of ideas here. But yeah, it's good, but it just feels a bit meh at the moment. Hopefully it'll step up. Shall we see what the listeners think?
Yes.
Let's do Podfans Assemble.
Fans Assemble.
So it's poll time. What did you think of Ms. Marvel episode 3? Let us know in the poll and drop us a comment. So 81% loved it.
For Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how that compares to Obi-Wan.
10% said it was okay and 9% hated it.
I'd have been in a 10.
I'd have been in the 10, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Marvel episode was great. So not Inhuman or New Human, but Jin Human. Oh, he's used the same thing as me. There you go. And introducing the clandestine, but instead of the being linked to Alexander the Great and an ancient hero team, they are instead Jin race trapped on Earth, probably in 2 groups, the good and the bad, with Cameron's family being bad. This probably means Cameron won't have powers. My money is on Kamala's Nana having the other bangle and will reveal the full story.
I like that.
I think she's got the other bangle.
And that was Geeky Nate's message, was it? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Geeky Nate.
Cheers, Nate. That's good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think the Nan having the other bangle is like...
Yeah. I think she...
Obvious, but I didn't think of it.
I think she has orchestrated the whole thing. I think she purposefully sent the bangle.
Yeah.
Because why...
Yeah, why
it all came in that random box.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Why? And it was right on top. Why?
I'm a little bit more excited now. Well done, Nate. Thank you. A bit.
Sheldon Pink said, really good. Just finished with the second watch with my daughter and was still marvelling at the music. That sounded so sarcastic. I didn't mean that. And it was actually quite funny. So sorry, Sheldon. I wasn't being an arse. I do apologise. At the music composition and choreography, from dancing to fight scenes, it was a total joyride. I would completely agree with that. I think the music was the best part of this episode for me.
Yeah. It picked up massively. I had a big grin on my face when Living on the Planet
also
started.
Totally, when the music began at the wedding, I was like ready to start singing Black Eyed Peas, Funk With My Heart, Don't Funk With My Heart, remember?
Well, yeah.
If you listen to it again,
does it sound like the start of it?
That's the piece of music that they've used. It must be. Because it's exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
So
I was going to say I'll go back and watch it. I'm not.
No. Peacemaker, it is still one of the most fun, creative and purely superhero shows out there right now. I love this series.
Okay.
Fair play.
Sound. Let's
see
that.
It is creative because it's totally different from what we've seen so far.
I know. I just don't. It's not hooking me.
No.
Same. Again, we just said Obi-Wan wasn't perfect all the way through. Episode 1 for me was a bit meh. 2 was good. This was a bit meh again. Hopefully it can average out to solid episodes.
Yeah. And again, the build up. Hopefully, that if the payoff is worth it, then I'll be okay with it. I'll just start watching from episode 4 if I go back again.
Yeah. Skip the first 3.
Then we went on to Obi-Wan.
Okay.
So the poll for Obi-Wan was 77%. Sorry, loved it.
What? So hang on. Whoa, we got 80% for Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
And we got 77% for Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You're all smoking something because it was miles better than that.
10% said it was okay.
What? Hang on, quick maths. Couldn't do it.
77 on 10.
I know it's been a long day. I am a mortgage advisor.
That means 13% hated it.
I know. What? I don't get it. And how many hated Ms. Marvel? 9?
9.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're all... No. Sorry. I'm normally very diplomatic here and go each to their own. You're all crazy.
Jeff's Garden said Obi-Wan was the most underrated Jedi. I think because he was often so measured, reserved and defensive-minded with his power until truly challenged. We saw him unleash it on Maul and now, with outstretched arms, hurling a sky full of boulders at Vader, looking like Jedi Jesus.
I nearly told Jeff to shut up then when I heard underrated, but I realised that he's being positive, so well done, Jeff.
Like,
sorry.
It was an amazing moment, and as we said, an emotional side of him was let out there, which is why it became that much more powerful. But loved it.
Have we ever, apart from Darth pulling down the ship, that is one of the most powerful sort of Jedi moments we've seen in like live action.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It was much better than Rey lifting the rocks. If you're not a patron, go and join Patreon and listen to our Star Wars ranking. We didn't have a lot of nice things to say about 7, 8 and 9, but I mean, who would?
It was a bit better on 7.
7 was alright. Yeah, it went down all then.
Listen to what we've got to say though.
Yeah,
it's funny. Generally it was great. Oh, this is Jack. Okay. Generally it was great. Ewan and Hayden brought their A game. Only things that kind of let me down were a few action scenes. So that chase scene, the Parker, the mildly slapped stormtrooper.
Are you talking about like the whole series, so like the Leia chase scene and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, I'm with it now. Sorry, I was a bit confused then. The shaky cams in lightsaber duels and some weird angles during such scene.
It had its faults.
I mean, do you know what? I think the shaky cams in the lightsaber duels is because the handheld cam has become a more popular way of filming at the moment.
And they had to pay Liam Neeson, so they couldn't afford a tripod. That was it. Liam Neeson's 10 seconds on screen.
Where we have to, guys. No water breaks.
No lights. No lights on the set.
I mean,
just do your best.
To be fair, they spent a little bit more money because I don't know whether you know this. In the originals, when Ewan McGregor first came into it, when he was riding the animals in the desert and stuff, they literally had him on like this mechanical thing where he had to pretend to bounce up and down like this, and then they got him to get off it, turn around, get back on it, to then go the other way, and then they CGI'd around it. This time he actually had a camel.
And then they CGI'd the camel.
I think he called the camel Lola or something,
And then they CGI'd the camel.
And then they CGI'd the camel.
I was going to say,
and he said he really wants the camel, but...
That was one ugly camel. I mean, they're not the best looking animals ever, but do you know what I mean? That was a weird looking camel. I
can't remember what it was called now. I think it began with an E.
Let's go with E-Lola.
I meant the species.
You said you thought the camel was called Lola, so that's where I was going.
No.
Shut up, Anthony. Carry on.
Floric Quentin said, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
That sums it up really well.
Yeah, because the payoff.
It was good.
I've said payoff a lot in this episode.
Well, there's been a lot of payoffs and powerful moments and payoffs.
TMC said significant moments, stellar acting, but can't help but think they should have given this whole story a proper theatrically released trilogy in its own right, and they should have given it all to Jon Favreau.
I think a trilogy would have been stretching it. I
think a trilogy would have been stretching it.
Depends where season 2 goes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's good enough.
But I agree with, like we said, I think the theatrical release would have been a better bet.
Yeah. Sir Aaron McCord said, I absolutely loved it. Obviously, spoilers to follow.
Okay.
It brought up so many feels, especially when Vader said he was the one who killed Anakin. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. That was good. That was
powerful. It was a good payoff.
Carl Bacon said, awesome.
Cool. Thank you. Nice and straight to the point. I like it.
Beth Bowen said, I sobbed. The emotional release was exquisite. Totally agree.
Lovely word. I like that. Well done, Beth.
Exquisite.
Sounds
it's been a while since I've heard that word.
Yeah.
Raiden Sano said it was the perfect conclusion. It gave us a lot of fan service and its ending traverse into the comics beautifully. Obi-Wan and Vader showed us that the impressive powers of the Force that we had previously seen only in Legends games and books, and their dialogue filled in the confusion some fans had of the dialogue in A New Hope.
Excellent point.
Moses Ingram showed her acting range and got redeemed. Reva's story became more interesting and would be fun to know what her future will be for her. Hayden was amazing in portraying so much emotion with only his voice.
Yeah. Do you know what? As much as we've always said Hayden Christensen was a bit of a bad actor, he nailed this.
Yeah.
He did really well.
Yeah.
He brought the two characters together.
I don't know whether at the time he kind of followed with what direction he was told, and whether this time round, because he's Anakin, and there's no change in that, I think he's had a bit more freedom to play with it. I agree. I
think that's probably the case.
Yeah.
But I want to see more of him, but we're never going to get it.
No.
Or what about like prequel, like live action? But they'd have to de-age him for the whole series, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Can we not have, right, I know we've done the multiverse with everything. Can we not have like a Star Wars multiverse where we have a universe where he didn't turn to the dark side? I'd watch that. What if we had a multiverse where Obi-Wan turned to the dark side and Anakin was still good? That, or just an episode like a Star Wars What If? Live action.
But then we'd have like Darth Nada.
I don't care. I want it. I want more Hayden Christensen as Anakin. I think it'd be good. I mean, it might be shit, but yeah.
We then had Kenneth, was really good, but the pseudo Luke in peril from Reva had no weight to it. I did like how they ended, and I'd be happy with another season of just Obi-Wan discovering a deeper connection to the living Force.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, that more series. Yeah. Series 2, bring it on.
Well, again, it's like, yes, we've got an awesome Obi-Wan, but we're just getting that back.
Yeah.
And he's such a legend by the time you get to Luke's coming of age time.
Yeah.
That there's got to be some story there in between that they could play on if they wanted to. There's
much more story, many more stories to tell you.
Yeah, totally.
And it's going to earn them more money, so there's no way Disney won't do it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Rachel Miller, oh my goodness, I love that finale. It has me shouting at the screen. I felt that this was so real. Ewan brings so much heart to the role, you can see it all in his eyes. Yep, I was in tears, and that end line to Luke, brilliant.
Yes, it was, it's good. They had to get it in there.
D. Macart said, I loved it, that Vader versus Obi-Wan scene. That was the emoji.
I thought he'd said something really rude.
And then he said, no. And then he said, yeah, that was nice.
That was nice. It was good.
Mohammed Azair said it was amazing.
Amazing.
DJ I Don't Care said, good episode. Still extremely disappointed that we haven't seen Padme. We haven't even heard her name. Would have made the fight more emotional and understandable why Vader lost.
Oh, yeah. Could have just been, like hurling shit at each other.
Little flashback.
Yeah. Little dig.
But they've had to pay her, though. If they used... Because it's using a likeness or a scene from previous, isn't it? So.
I don't know. No idea.
No, I don't.
Don't know how contracts work.
It gets very political with all that side of things.
Yeah.
So
licensing and all that sort of stuff.
Will, finale was good. Bit confused how Reva got to Tatooine.
I told you.
Will's on it. And how Vader got off the planet after they dueled. Great episode, but the music again wasn't for me. Sad to not see a post-credit scene like we've come used to. Qui-Gon was cool and what I wanted. What's happening with Reva? Overall, as a series, I enjoyed it. Some of it I didn't like, some of it I loved. Feels bittersweet. Missed opportunities in here. Unsure if there is a season 2, but wouldn't be against it. Feels a bit like the only emotional scenes were those with Leia and nostalgia. 7 out of 10 overall.
I still think that sounds decent.
Still, I mean, it's still a good result, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything above a 6 is good in my opinion.
Exactly. I'm going to go 7.89.
Tan said, here's what I think. The writers have no clue about Star Wars. They should have tied Reva to the Emperor. They should have been the one to tell him Vader had a son. And as always, the Emperor would have used that to manipulate Vader and his anger as he has done from the start.
Yeah, I'd have been alright with that. I don't agree that it was a bad series, but yeah, I think that would have been a decent idea.
Yeah.
So that Palpatine knew.
If we revisited Vader at any point, then that could be that storyline.
Maybe he'll find out. Maybe we'll get Palpatine in the next series and no Vader. Because we can't have more Vader. I mean, I want more Vader, but it won't make sense.
No.
Let's just do I know, because they were the good ones. I was going to say, let's just redo the originals with like new people, but let's not. Can we just skip to 7, 8 and 9 and redo 7, 8 and 9? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Ritty said, finale was very satisfying. Everything I'd hoped for was there. Even cried once because of the ending with Leia, Luke and Qui-Gon, and the second time because it was an amazing series. Loved every second of it, and it's hard to accept that this is the end.
It won't be. There'll be a series 2. Money.
Money!
Exactly.
Alex said was good, but so hard to actually see some scenes. I know it's at night, but some lighting, for God's sake, please.
Yes.
I agree, Alex.
I agree too.
It annoyed me.
Well done, Alex. Good point.
Jeffrey, finale was everything I could have asked for, to be honest. Vader versus Kenobi Part 2 and Obi-Wan wins. Qui-Gon even. Hello there.
Yeah.
That's my best impression of it.
That was good, that, Annie.
Thanks. Not as good as my SpongeBob.
It wasn't because of SpongeBob. I didn't get that on the recording, though.
Nathan said, great finale. Few points. Beru is clearly a badass and must have a cool backstory.
Yes.
Loved the lightsaber battle and the use of the Force throughout.
Yeah.
Did think the Reva redemption arc could have been better. And that final, hello there. Just brilliant. 4 out of 5 for the series.
There was no hello there in Nathan's comment then, and he just wanted another go.
There was.
There wasn't.
Promise.
Maybe.
Kieran said, it was amazing. I hope they give us a second series. The potential is there, plus think of the amount of legends and comics material they could bring to the screen.
Yes.
Especially with CGI now as well.
I know.
Like,
there's so much
more
Star Wars
creative with it
lore that
all.
they can start making
Just
canon
no
and tweak.
more moped scenes.
No more mopeds. Fast
No
mopeds.
to mopeds. Movies for real. I've been up and down with this series, literally a roller coaster ride, and this finale was underwhelming. Had a lot of good stuff in it, can't deny it. That the emotional beats, the fight that worked for me, but just felt like something was missing. But series overall, 7 out of 10.
What did you want? I'm not holding back now. What did you want?
Yeah, I don't really get what more you could.
Each to their own, but I think it nailed everything.
Yeah.
I mean, at the Reva, all the subplots apart from Obi-Wan versus Vader were just bonuses, whether they were good or bad.
Yeah.
But that's what they were there for.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan versus Vader was phenomenal.
That's what everyone was.
Exactly. And
as soon as you knew it was Obi-Wan, you were like, we're going to get the fight with Vader.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all, and that's what we wanted. And I think this fight was spot on.
Yeah. Kieran Chayette, definitely one of the best fights in the Star Wars universe for me.
Yes.
Absolutely loved hearing Hayden's voice as Anakin when his mask was destroyed and got to see his face.
Loved it.
Totally. Tyson said 10 out of 10. I'm about to rewatch it again. I cried a few times.
Yes, we got a 10 out of 10.
Patty Helen said, absolutely brilliant. It pays off so much from this specific series, let alone the rest of the Star Wars saga. Definitely a key part of the Star Wars episodes now. Ewan McGregor was incredible. The series has touched on the incredible emotion of episode 6.
Let's go with 6.
I can't do my Roman numerals. It took me a second. I always get 4 and 6 confused. Which side is the eye on? And then we've got a little gif of Oprah being all swoony.
Amazing.
Susanna
Dana.
That's the one.
This is the one you got stuck with last week.
Susanna Dana. Incredible lightsaber duel. That was it.
That's
nice
perfect.
and simple.
That's correct. That is a fact.
Exactly. Adam, hey guys, appreciate I've been very negative about this series, so now it's over, I'm going to try and be more positive. In that spirit, I can confidently say that this is a show that happened and I watched it. Best wishes to you both until that day. Enjoyed it.
Well done, Adam. Amazing.
I'm not even mad.
No, I'm not. Boz.
Amazing.
You win. You win, Podfans Assemble.
Keeper of the Sacred Flame. Ahsoka did the mask thing first.
She did. In the Clone Wars, the exact same thing happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that wasn't live action, so this was.
Yeah. Oh my God. I have to thank Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni through the tears streaming down my sentimental face.
Who is that?
Oh, Common Sense.
Okay.
Sorry. You're going to cheer for the badassery and cry for the connection all the way back to being a child in 77. Trust me.
It was good. Yes, I like a positive one.
Yeah.
Well done.
Steve said, connects the prequels and original trilogy perfectly. Lines and parts in it made A New Hope better. The fight between Vader and Obi-Wan and the moments after are a high point of the entire Star Wars saga. The aunt and uncle surprised me.
Even better than Solo.
Are you messing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
good.
A little bit. Go on.
And
Aunt
then
and uncle surprised me.
He said, same thing as me. I want a young Leia spin-off of this. I'd enjoy it.
If it was done right, maybe.
So then MLPR has just sent us a picture, and it's the Obi-Wan Kenobi startup sign with the picture of Obi-Wan in the desert with the speech like at the beginning of the films, and it just says, our expectations on you were really low, but holy fuck, man.
I don't agree, but well done for being creative.
I thought you could take that either way. I thought that was like him being surprised.
I took that as a negative.
Oh, I don't know. Is this positive or negative?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a cynic by saying it, by going with a negative.
Like, if I went in on something and when my expectations were really low, but holy fuck, like that was amazing.
Okay.
That's the way I took it.
I read it as he thought it was really
even
crap.
worse than is really low.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll never know.
It's a mystery of the ages.
It always will be.
Mrs. Christensen, I've got a feel now this
I'm
one's
going
going to
for
go.
positive, yeah.
This episode gave me chills.
It was crap, and Aiden Christensen was the worst part.
P.S. Your tease on love.
Sorry, Mrs. Christensen. Go on.
I apologise. Tell your husband I apologise too.
What was the message?
The episode gave me chills. I was crying while Vader and Obi-Wan, the return of the Jedi Obi-Wan, the 2 cameos, just crying. Happy, emotional, and so meaningful.
Just crying.
Just crying. Definitely Ewan and Hayden have these characters in their skins. What am I going to do without Kenobi?
Will there be a season 2? There better bloody have be.
The Mandalorian season 3 is out soon.
Yeah. Maybe a Book of Boba Fett season 2. Couldn't even say that.
Grant Williams' burner account.
Okay.
Best show in Star Wars. Never thought I'd like anything as much as Clone Wars.
Okay. I need to watch Clone Wars.
Mauricio sent... is that Oscar Isaac?
Yeah.
Going, meh. Okay.
It's better than saying it's shit.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take a positive. I choose to say that's a positive.
Okay. And then Sobi said, they did the lightsaber duels and Reva's character perfect in my eyes. I think it was an overhated series and the build-up was amazing.
I agree that it was overhated, and I like the fact that we got a little bit of love at the end there for Reva's character.
And I'm sorry that my reading was so shit tonight.
It's all right.
That was bad, that.
It wasn't.
It was bad.
That's what editing's for, Anthony.
And that's it.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody, for getting involved in Pod Fans Assemble. Shall we do the wrap-up?
Let's do it.
Okay, so thanks for listening to the show. Don't forget to come back next week for No Obi-Wan.
No
Obi-Wan.
No Obi-Wan.
No Obi-Wan.
So sorry.
No Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've got episode 7 of The Boys, the penultimate episode, nearly finished, and episode 4 of Ms. Marvel. There'll be loads of news we'll talk about as well.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to some of our other episodes, you can find them wherever you listen to podcasts or at superherothing.com. You can also find links to all of our socials there, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube, because we put shorts on YouTube sometimes. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure you subscribe on your favourite podcast platform and leave us a rating or review on Apple or Spotify. I know we always say this, but it does help out massively. The more people that review the show with positive reviews and the more people that subscribe to the show, then the higher we go up in the charts and the more people will get to listen to us. Finally, patron shout-outs. Thanks to Geeky Nate, Kenneth, Night Spearhead, Richard and Jessica for supporting the show. If you want to sign up for the Patreon, you can do. You can go to that superherothing.com/Patreon or patreon.com/thatsuperherothing. You can check out the tiers. Being part of the Patreon, you get access to our Patreon exclusive podcast, Into the Podverse. We've got a few episodes up on there now. We did a Star Wars ranking this month.
Yes.
And we also did our Stranger Things
Volume
1. Season 4, Volume 1 recap before Season 4, Volume 2. It's complicated. Comes out. There's other stuff on there, though. What else have we done? We've done Catwoman.
We've done our Christmas special of Jingle All the Way.
We did Jingle All the Way. We did an MCU ranking. There's loads on there. Go and check it out. You can also access the Discord server as part of the Patreon as well. So if you want to support the show, go and check it out. Other than that, though, I think that's us this week. So I'm going to go and carry on watching Umbrella Academy Season 2.
Me too.
I still haven't rewatched Doctor Strange.
No, not
so I feel like I've got to do that.
Yeah.
And then it's nearly time for Stranger Things. We will be covering Umbrella Academy and Stranger Things on the show, but we'll be doing it on the Patreon next month.
Its tails will be Thor.
Thor? We're going to do a Thor bonus episode?
Yes.
There'll be a Thor bonus episode
100%.
coming next month as well. All that boss content you've got to look forward to. If you like the show. If you didn't, it's shit. You won't be excited, but it is what it is. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will see you next week.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.